Do you have a blind spot? Often when I ask this question in a group, everyone sort of shrugs. No, I don't have a blind spot. But then I ask, does the person next to you have a blind spot? And the answer is very different. A blind spot is an area of weakness in ourselves that by definition we can't see. We're blind to it. Well, actually, it's usually something we prefer not to see. A weakness, a bad habit, an area of brokenness or sin. The problem is that while everyone else can see it, we can't. This is where we need our friends and family, people who love us enough to see our blind spots for us so that we can do something about them. Let me give you an example of how this works from my own life. It began many years ago when I was lecturing in a class, and each time at the end of the term we'd receive feedback. And one of the students had said, Tanya is cool and a little bit unapproachable. What? Can you believe she said that? I remember thinking, no, I'm not. I'm warm and I'm kind. Why would she say something like that? So I shared it with one of my best friends and she said, well, Tanya, actually, you are. You're a bit offhandish and sometimes you don't look people in the eye and sometimes you're even a bit rude. You know, at the supermarket, when you come to the attendant, you don't look at the attendant and then you kind of flick your credit card at them. I'm like, I don't do that. What do you mean? Well, the next day I went to the supermarket and I suddenly was aware that's exactly what I did. My blind spot had been exposed. I love that proverb that says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, because in this case, my friend's wounding was faithful because it gave me an opportunity to see my blind spot. And given the fact that I could see it, I could start to work with it. I could start to learn more. See, the truth was that I was a fairly shy person and a little bit awkward around strangers. And so I would withdraw and be in my own little world in my head and therefore wouldn't treat people as kindly. And I began looking and learning from other people and watching my friend in particular. You know, she would be in the store and everyone would be kind to her and they'd say nice things and they would open the door for her. And one day in a cafe, someone even came up and gave her a free coffee. I'm like, how did you do that? And I began learning and I began breaking through that blind spot and learning how to greet strangers and to be more confident. I remember the moment of triumph came when I was in a cafe one day and the attendant came up and gave me a free coffee. And it was an area that I could grow from. And it all began with learning about a blind spot. See, the beauty of good friends, the beauty of people who love us, who can kindly see things that we can't see, is that this gives us an opportunity now to grow. And it can be difficult. You know, there's a reason why we have blind spots, because we don't want to see them. But when we have enough courage to confront them, they can help us to change. We can start to open our eyes and look around us and start to grow on that learning journey. May we all have the courage then to see our blind spots. Hey, thanks for joining us today on Everyday God Conversations. It's been wonderful to have you with us. For more on having your own God conversations, you can check out godconversations.com.